It's a moment that the Formula One fans all look forward to here in the United Kingdom. Round 9, we're halfway through the championship and we're heading to Northamptonshire and Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. And the weather is characteristically un-British. It's a lovely warm afternoon. As always, perhaps the best attended of all the races this season is Silverstone. This famous old circuit, an old RAF base that's been modified over the years, and its latest modification, well, their main start-finish straight's been named. The Hamilton Straight will make its debut today through the pit lane, and we look forward to a fantastic Grand Prix, which over the years has favoured the British driver. But the British driver is 36 points behind Valtteri Bottas, who is leading the World Championship and looking comfortably in control. So, a good pit qualifying session was required, and Lewis Hamilton has obliged by snatching pole from his teammate by a comfortable margin. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari gets through in third, and Max Verstappen comes through in fourth. Vettel is fierce, while Hector Gonzalez has his best qualifying of the year so far, coming in sixth. Carlos Sainz in the McLaren on the home base side, they are in ninth today. Kimi Raikkonen, he has made it through to 14th, and Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri is 16th. Mick Schumacher in the other Ravenwest is 19th, and Magnussen's behind him in 20. And both the Williams of George Russell and Nicholas Latifi bring up the rear. And we'll be right back after this break.
That is it. Bristol roll to the fourth round for the first time since 2017.
No, he hasn't! No, he hasn't! Bournemouth are in the FA Cup fourth round!
And Vidra's forward! And Vidra now! Vidra! He's settled it! He's settled it! And has made Chelsea pay!
It's a chance for Sheffield Wednesday to take the lead!
Into Bamian! And Bamian has equalised!
Mason Greenwood hits the spot! Here's Lucas Moura! Oh, they've done it! Lucas Moura with the last kick of the game!
If things can stay as they are, they might get better. They have got better. Raheem Sterling's made it 4. So, Hamilton on your right, Bottas on your left, 5 red lights, and the British Grand Prix is go, 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 go! It looks to be a fantastic start again from Bottas. Hamilton's got away cleanly. Gonzalez in the Ravenwest has made a good start. Charles Leclerc has come through. Gonzalez has come through to 5th into 4th place. Verstappen is down to 5th, but more importantly from Britain's standpoint, Lewis Hamilton has the lead as the Red Bull sits behind. A long way behind at the moment with a job to do. Great start by Gonzalez again. A new power unit for this Honda unit. I'm sure everyone in the Ravenwest side, the team principal Chris Whiteman, will be pleased with this. This is Sebastian Vettel's view. He started 5th. That's 4th in front of him. And look at that. That's a lightning quick start by Gonzalez to get away and cut through into Abbey. That was outstanding. Now Gonzalez is ahead of Lando Norris. We're watching him through, and you can see there, great start. It's able to get ahead of Vettel and Verstappen. Lightning stuff. Really, 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 really fantastic to see. Well, we're now watching the drivers come through into Copse, and that's a brave move to do there. Gonzalez trying to overtake through Copse, and side by side is Verstappen that has to back off through Maggots and Beckett's. They race through perhaps the most fun in a motor racing car you can have, and then down the hanger straight. This is where we'll see that Honda power unit. Is it enough to compete with that of the Honda Power Unit, the Aston Martin Honda Power Unit that is in Max Verstappen's hands. Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari behind him. And a Grand Prix that's already taken off with some brilliant overtaking straight away. Well, through club and down through the Hamilton straight for the first time. And it is Lewis Hamilton who leads at the moment from Bottas. Charles Leclerc is first. Gonzalez, who we're on board with now, is fourth. He's got Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel behind him. Norris, Albon, Sainz and Perez are the other point scorers as things stand as we start lap 2, the British Grand Prix. And here is a man that's had no luck in the start of this season. Will that turn around towards the second half of the season? It's always been Lewis Hamilton's preference. He always does better in the second half of a Grand Prix. Wonders if we'll see more of it today. So this is Verstappen just having a little look, trying to have a moment as they make their way now through the old, through Woodcote in the old start-finish straight and into Abbey, and in the inside through Abbey, and that is brave driving again. Really brave driving, I have to say, for Gonzalez and Lando Norris. Wow. Well, through Maggots and Beckett's, and you can see Lando Norris having to make a moment. Max Verstappen defending at the moment. Well, look at this. This was about as brave as I think you can get. And just, I have to say, one of the stewards will have words for this. Lando Norris made his move, and he was completely cut up.
What the f*** is this doing?
My sentiments exactly. Well, Lando Norris now will be seeing the red miss. We're seeing the red of that Ferrari. And he has to compose and control himself, because there will be chances to pass. And into Abbey he will head. Just a little lift off. Car nearly flat out, just through the farm curve. Braking down to about 90 kilometers per hour as they head through the loop. That's turns 3 and 4. And then through into turn 5. And that'll bring you into Brooklands. A chance to get the power down all the way through. That is what Max Verstappen is currently doing. Down into Brooklands. You can see then that he's got a Ravenwest ahead of him. He will then brake, hang left, and then into turn 7, which is Luffield, round to the right, taking the car from 125 kilometers an hour to 200 kilometers an hour through Woodcote, down in the old start-finish straight. Then they will have Cox, where it'll be the slightest little lift off, and then he will take these cars pretty much flat out through Cox, and then through to Maggots and to Beckett's, the turn before the Chapel curve that turns around and joins the Hangar Straight. And there is the Chapel curve. Now it's the Hangar Straight, and now the power goes down, and this is a DRS zone, and you can see the difference it is making to that Red Bull as they break through to Stowe. But Gonzalez is about as brave a driver as we can get, going around the corners through Stowe. Then they were brake late into Vale, and then a right-handed turn by Max Verstappen. Bruno turn 18 into club, and then away down the pit straight again. The Hamilton straight now, flying away, and this British Grand Prix is taking off at some speed, and it's not to be surprised from. Max Verstappen here has got a real battle on his head to get past Gonzalez. No doubt about it, there is more power in that Red Bull if he can find the chance, and DRS is open up down Brooklands, so this may give him a chance to try to eke up the gap as they break again through turn 6, turn 7, which is Luffield, Kiss turn 8, which is Woodcote as they come out. There it is now. And the old Silverstone circuit was famous for the fact that, particularly in the mid-80s, the height of the turbo era, you only needed to nudge the brakes twice during the entire circuit. You lift off and you would let the downforce do all the rest, that ground effects, the turbos. Magnificent. There they go through the Chapel curve and down into the Hangar Straight again, and this is Max Verstappen's opportunity. He's gone wide as they look to break into Stowe. Will he get him on the undercut as they head through to Vale? This will be the key moment. He could break late and really send one deep into the corner, but he can't, because that Ravenwest is just much better positioned at slower speeds. It might be the best car in the circuit at the moment. At quicker speeds, it really struggles. Sebastian Vettel, mind you, has been able to really catch up the gap at the moment. And as they brake heavy, as they head through the loop, that's giving them all the opportunity that he needs to make a moment. So, reminder of it, we're on lap 5 of 13. Lewis Hamilton leads from Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton, at the moment, is having the perfect Grand Prix. It's the one thing you know about motor racing, anything can happen. So, and here is the race leader, and he has his teammate sitting right behind him. Hamilton, Jerry goes through Woodcote, and here we go, flat out along the odd start-finish straight towards Cops, pretty much flat out. That Mercedes is just performing fantastically out there. Lewis Hamilton will have to be mindful and have to do his best to keep his distance. It's going to be difficult for him to do so, but it's what he will have to do. Verstappen here is struggling to get enough distance ahead of Hector Gonzalez in the Ravenwest. Fourth at the moment. Sebastian Vettel just having a little sniff as they head down, and they will go through Stowe. Can Verstappen make it stick this time? He can't again. Well. This is quite brilliant driving at the moment. Well, now we will wait to see as they come through Vale, and then Club, and then down the Hamilton straight. 18 turns, goes through in a flash. What a magnificent circuit it is. The only Grand Prix circuit out there which is not funded by the governments, it has to be said. So this one's run by the British Racing Drivers Association. Some real patrons in that. Well, Verstappen is getting frustrated as they blast away down Brooklands, and they make their way into Luffield, that he cannot get past Hector Gonzalez when he gets close. Gonzalez is shutting the door all the time as they make their way through Stowe every single time. Verstappen is just going to have to find, I think, a different part of the race circuit to make a move on. But you'll have to wait and see. Now, is this an opportunity? And they're flying at the moment through Maggots and Beckett's. He's getting close again. The hangar straight seems to be where the power advantage of the Red Bull is definitely showing over there. He's got a good amount of distance. They've come through the Chapel Curve, and this is a fantastic run. The DRS is going to open up. There it goes again. And Gonzalez tries to go wide, and has he been too aggressive? He's got a Ferrari either side and a Red Bull, and this time into Stowe, and Sebastian Vettel's going round the outside of Verstappen. Verstappen holds him up into Vale. Is this an opportunity? And into the pits goes Gonzalez, and Verstappen and Vettel are side by side right through Club down into the Hamilton straight. This is a magnificent driving. Magnificent driving, and Lando Norris is also having a look, having a sniff around the back of Max Verstappen through Abbey, right really through the farm curve. Oh, this is just brilliant. Lando Norris in the McLaren. I'm sure the Woking boys, well, they might be some 100 miles away, but I'm sure you can hear them from here. And Alex Albon is also involved in this. Oh, this has all gone wrong at the moment. And Max Verstappen is in serious trouble now. Albon's looking to try and make a move. Wheel by wheel racing. Fantastic here at Silverstone. And through Woodcote up to Cops. Side by side again. This is magnificent. And Albon's got just enough. And through Maggots and Beckett's though. Well, sitting behind is Lando Norris. And a racing point behind us, both racing points behind also, and the Renault. So this is going to open up for an opportunity. There they go down the hangar straight. Stowe is ahead of them. And Max Verstappen will just ask himself just what happened there. Brilliant driving, it has to be said. Well, decided to go and go on the undercuts. And Sebastian Vettel, that has got past, it has the pit stop, it has the gap ahead. Hopefully, he's not going to be held up by the traffic. And he will pit before the Red Bull mechanics get in. Bottas leads, Leclerc second. Albon has stayed out, as has Carlos Sainz and Lance Stroll. So Sergio Perez has come in. Max Verstappen has come in. Lando Norris has come in. And this is Mick Schumacher. And young Mick Schumacher. His father was a winner here. 17 races Michael Schumacher competed in at Silverstone. He won 5 of them. He's not the most successful. This is Gonzalez now, hoping to be successful. There he goes, all the way through Copse, then into Maggots, then into Beckett's. Actually, I'll tell you mine. This is the farm curve they're going through. This is Sebastian Vettel. And he's now set himself up to exit turn 5 and go down Brooklands. What a bit of driving that was by Sebastian Vettel. Great to see him with his mojo back. This is Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo. He's got an AlphaTauri behind him. Well, Finnish world champion, the last Finnish world champion. His fellow compatriot Valtteri Bottas is large and in charge and running the championship. Can't lose the lead this race, even if he was to spin out. Lewis Hamilton best could score 26 points. That would cut the lead to just 10. And now here is Kimi Raikkonen coming through to make his way through club and onto the Hamilton straight. AlphaTauri behind he, and there we go through Abbey, downshifting just slightly. Second place for him, Pierre Gasly, Frenchman in third. Indeed, the last Frenchman to win the British Grand Prix. Well, you've got to go back to 1993. You've got to go back to Alain Prost, that was second in that race to Damon Hill, and then Damon's Williams Renault blew up on him. And the engine gave way, allowed Alain Prost to come through to win. Damon Hill, of course, on a list of many winners of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. And into the likes of Nigel Mansell, Jim Clark, David Coulthard, Peter Collins, Johnny Herbert, James Hunt, John Watson and Peter Visson. Well, it just goes to show you the British drivers love the British Grand Prix. So many sides based here. Indeed, your nearest one is Mercedes, based in Brackley. The ashes of the old Honda and Born GP. So Pierre Gasly at the moment in third place. Kimi Raikkonen ahead of him for second. A rare battle for the AlphaTauri and the Alfa Romeo. But all the cameras and all the world are watching them. And will this be a moment? Well, it will be for Gasly, who has made the call and has brought himself in. Carlos Sainz has also come in the McLaren. So there goes Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo. He's on those soft compound tyres. He's going long into the race. Is it a right move for him? Hamilton and Bottas and Leclerc are all behind him. And we know he will have to pit, but with 3 laps to go, can he bring up a good enough lead and get back out in the time required? And with the change of the pit straight, in fact you fly in before Vale, and you've got turns 16, 17 and 18 to negotiate the driver. The pit lane does present his chances coming out in the farm curve. So these drivers will have the opportunity to fly through the Hamilton straight and through Abbey for a pit driver that's limited to about 50 miles an hour. Of course, once upon a time the pit lane was not limited. As with anything, Formula 1 making its changes throughout the years. So a reminder at the moment that this is your race leader, it's Kimi Raikkonen. Behind him is Lewis Hamilton, who has been on the podium on 9 occasions at Silverstone. He's been a winner 6 times. Can he make it a little bit of 7th heaven? Well, he's already gaining on Raikkonen, who looks set to lose first place when he comes in. It'll just be a case at the moment, can Lewis Hamilton, as things stand. Well, yeah, Lewis Hamilton's waited his time. Raikkonen's come in, his tyres have gone no further. Medium compound for Hamilton, and he will make his way through the straight named after him. A real honour for this wonderful human being and brilliant advocate One race win this season. Really has played second fiddle at the moment to his teammate as we watch Raikkonen stop. Very good stop, I have to be said, by the Alfa Romeo boys. Well, here is the Ravenwest, and I'm sure team principal Chris Whiteman will be saying to his man just to watch what he's doing, because at the moment we're watching Raikkonen come out in 15th. Gonzalez keeps on doing what he's doing. There is a 4th place, and you never know, anything could happen. It may be an opportunity to sneak onto the podium. Of course, Ravenwest still looking for their first win in Formula 1, have made it into the podium, have made it into the points, have made themselves a contender in the mid-table sides. Not as such able to compete with the likes of Red Bull and Ferrari and Mercedes. At least not yet, my opinion. They need a good bit of sponsorship. Well, this is Kimi Raikkonen, 15th in the Alfa Romeo. Very, very good race he has driven thus far. And there is Pierre Gasly, who's done a wonderful job at the moment in the AlphaTauri after he was essentially sacked from Red Bull halfway through last season into the AlphaTauri, and he's outscored Alex Albon. And he's now starting to gain that of Kimi Raikkonen. Alfa Romeo behind him. This is Gasly in 16th as they break and make their way through Vale. And then they will turn again through Club. And with 2 laps to go, Lewis Hamilton is 2 laps away from winning the British Grand Prix for an amazing 7th time. He has kept Valtteri Bottas behind him. But in truth, Bottas hasn't been able to get close. The racing in the middle of the pack has been fierce. The side-by-side battles between Alex Albon and Max Verstappen. We'll remember Sebastian Vettel's pass for a long time. And Lando Norris showing us his quality in that McLaren. Really good. This is Giovinazzi, Raikkonen's teammate, who's right behind Pierre Gasly. We are watching the battle from the pack take place. And it is turning out to be a delightful bit of Grand Prix motor racing as we live and breathe at the moment through Woodcoats, and they will make their way up to Copse. Giovinazzi through Copse goes slightly wide, but not enough to cause too much of a problem. Turns 10, 11, Maggots and Beckett's. Once upon a time this was a sharp right, followed by another sharp right, and then back onto the hanger straight. This lovely section that is turned into has been a joy to watch these drivers negotiate. This is Sebastian Vettel. He's got Gonzalez ahead of him in the Ravenwest through Club, down into the Hamilton straight. Well, there are racing corners out there known as Schumacher and Senna, and now there is a part of a Formula 1 course known as Hamilton. The final lap of the British Grand Prix, as we watch Sebastian Vettel chase down Gonzalez. They brake really heavily at the moment, and then they will come through Luffield and through Woodcoats. Does Sebastian Vettel fancy a move on Gonzalez in the final lap of the Grand Prix? There they go. Now the opportunities, if he can stay nice and close, they will make their way through Copse right on the gearbox. That's wonderful camera angle. Then Maggots and Beckett's, they will have to negotiate. And in fantastic position. We will come back to that very shortly. We're watching Lewis Hamilton come through Club for the last time, and Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix again. 7th time a chance for Lewis Hamilton, who is a winner and side by side down the hanger straight, Sebastian Vettel, who's got past Gonzalez. They will break late into Stowe, and Sebastian Vettel with a fantastic bit of driving. What a Grand Prix he has had. This is the 4th, and there goes Gonzalez through Vale, who's just braked and sent one incredibly late, come through to Club, and has won the position back. That is magnificent. Head to Gonzalez, take a bow. That's fantastic.
Home Grand Prix, mate. Can't beat it, can you?
Fantastic job, guys. Fantastic job all weekend. Thank you.
Well, delightful for everybody involved in the Mercedes side. Hamilton is a winner. He's back. It's been a real struggle to get going this season. Is this the moment Hamilton starts his second half charge? 9 races gone. In round 10 we will go to Hungary, but at the moment the British Grand Prix of 2020 and that famous trophy for the 7th time belongs to Sir Lewis Hamilton. There you can see one of the officials from Mercedes, Russ Vernon, there getting sprayed with champagne. Well, a delightful Grand Prix, no safety car required, wheel-to-wheel action. This was just quite brilliant racing. Lewis Hamilton gets a maximum 26 points, fastest lap at a 128.661. Led pretty much the entire way, barring the pit stops. Nearly the perfect Grand Prix for him. Valtteri Bottas was behind him, nearly 3 seconds, but was never able to make a firm move. Charles Leclerc came through in third. Gonzalez, after that amazing move on Sebastian Vettel, retook 4th position and came through quite fantastically. Bringing up the rear of the Grand Prix, which has no retirements, with Nicholas Latifi and George Russell, Mick Schumacher finishing 20th, Lando Norris finishing 9th. In the drivers' standings, Valtteri Bottas leads, but his lead is now reduced to 28 points. Lewis Hamilton sits behind him, and a gap starting to show between the Mercedes and the 2 Ferraris, although Charles Leclerc currently 3rd in the championship. After Hector Gonzalez's points finish, he's gone ahead of Carlos Sainz, that moves down to 7th. Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, both in 4th and 5th respectively. And at the bottom half of the table, it is brought up the only 2 drivers not to score points, Roman Grosjean and Antti Giovinazzi. Mick Schumacher, just a single point. From a constructor's standpoint, a 69-point lead for Mercedes. They're on top of Ferrari. Red Bull sit behind them. McLaren have just a 5-point advantage over Ravenwest for 4th and 5th. Renault starting to fall back on the pace of Racing Point and Alfa Romeo. Haas and AlphaTauri with points on the board. Williams still yet to score. Well, this was a fabulous advertisement for motor racing here at Silverstone that never fails to deliver. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton, a winner today, a 7 times winner at the British Grand Prix. He's got the lap record and he's got his the grit between his teeth as he looks to chase down Valtteri Bottas for the World Championships. We're back next at Hungary for round 10, but from all of us on the CW Virtual Commentator channel, and from myself, Trevor Walker, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.